show you how to update the fonts on ProPresenter 7 and how we resource those via bundle. It's super simple. There's just a couple little detail things you'll want to take care of. So, to do anything, before we do that, let's get out of ProPresenter. You can see right now I just have my regular Futura lyrics that we've been using for a while now, since you guys have started with us, basically. So we're going to start by getting out of ProPresenter. Now in Dropbox here, Weekend Gatherings, all locations. I believe they're under slides, yep. So resources and templates. I'm going to extend this a little bit for you here so you can see. So we have something that is ProPresenter templates, and then under that we have lyrics and countdown. This is where they're going to store them pretty much all the time. They might move them, but for the purposes of this video, that's where they will be. So you'll see that they do have fonts, which is good, but we actually don't even need to go there yet. If you go to Current Lyrics Template, you can see the name right here, you'll see that there's a new one that was just added very recently called Helvetica New, and that is a bundle, but it's actually a theme as opposed to presentation that we normally do. So all you need to do is, without ProPresenter being a thing, double click on that, and it'll take a little bit because it's going to pull up ProPresenter. Now it's installed in ProPresenter, so that's good, but we actually have to apply it. So right now, if I just click on my regular lyrics here, they are still in Futura, which is what we've been using for forever. So what you want to do is you want to click on Theme, double check that you have the theme. So there's our Helvetica New. You'll see that there's sides, center, and lower thirds. Don't worry about lower thirds, but it is there, which is really good. So what we're going to do is we can go to Screens first, and then we go to Edit Looks. So any of these lyric looks, such as normal lyrics, lyric sides only, center only, we're going to want to make sure that we have the correct template or theme applied to these. So you can see here's my side screens. You guys will not have a double wide, but you'll have sides, and click on Presentation. Right now you can see that Futura lyric is currently selected on sides, but we want to change that. We want to go to Helvetica New and Sides. Okay, so that is applied. I'm going to do the same thing with center, but obviously I'm going to pick center, and then you're done. You can hit Make Live to check it out. Check it on your screen. Okay, it applied. You can see it here. It applied for me. I'm going to do that for each of these. So sides only, I'm going to make sure that Helvetica Sides is selected. Not going to worry about center because we don't have anything because we're only doing sides only. I'm going to do the reverse for center. Alright, and we're done there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my jump back again, and now it's going to, it's the same audience look, so it's still normal lyrics, but when I click on it you can see that it's the new font. So that's sides for those of you with a center screen. That's what that looks like. Now you can see that it's a little bit small on my side screens. You can see that more clearly in my room. But then on center, it's also not centered. So we were going to want to change that. So that is super easy. You can just go to More, Theme Editor, because that font is a theme. So up here, I'm going to go down to Helvetica New. And there are my themes. So there's sides, there's center. So sides, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make that bigger. I still want it in the center. So I'm going to click, go over to text. I'm not highlighting anything. I'm just going to text. And here is my font size. So I'm just going to eyeball it here. That's probably excessive. Back it off a little bit. You can click on Show, and you can't see it, but it just showed up on my audience screens in the way that it will look exactly. So it looks pretty good from my vantage point here, so I'm going to leave that. We can adjust it later. Center, the size looks pretty good. I'm just going to move it up. So I'm going to move it up. And then I'm going to hit Show, and now it's going to show up on my center screen with my change. So that's a little high. I'm going to pull it down. Show again. That looks pretty good from in my room. So now when I go back, I'm going to want to double check that with actual lyrics. So that was just the lyrics line 1 and line 2, but I want to try with actual lyrics. So you can see it looks pretty good on my center screen. Let's go to the sides. Okay, that looks pretty good here. So I also want to just double check it with some longer lyrics. That one's a two-liner there, but let's find something a little longer. That's not that much longer. Here we go. That one's a little bit wider, so that looks good. You want to make sure it's not squashed. And this will be different depending on your room. So in rooms that are bigger, such as Dixon City, you might want bigger lyrics, whereas at Wilkes-Barre, if you want just a smaller, less obtrusive lyric, that'll work in your room. So we'll make that a little smaller, but just feel it out. The big thing is you want to make it big enough to see from the seats, but you want to make sure that it's never more than 2 lines. So these are all pretty solid here. So that's all for the actual application of the new lyric theme. But one thing you're going to want to do is go into theme, and let's delete the old Futuro one because we don't need that anymore. So you can just, again, that was over here. And now I'm going to go down and delete. And yes, I am sure. All right, so that is the new lyric theme. So that should be pretty straightforward. Make sure you guys do this before the weekend because it is important in terms of how that interacts with the bundle. So if you have any questions, obviously call me. All right, see you guys. Bye.